Hello guys, it's time for the Stamp Technique Club video. We had the day club last week and we're going to have the night club this week. Sorry I had to reschedule. My little sweet daughter was sick and just couldn't make it work. We are going to use the Textured Notes bundle, which is in the online exclusives. Okay, so these are online only, and they are part of the Botanical Textures. It is part of the Botanical Textures suite. We're also going to use a die from the Memorable Blooms bundle. If you don't have that bundle, you should get it. If not, you can use any type of a frond, flower, whatever die that kind of has that shape to do what you need to do here. All right, so like I said, I cannot find the stamp case I have all the stamps that I need to do this project, but I can't find the box. It's bizarre. I've cleaned my whole craft room. It's probably somewhere, but I'll show you how to find it. So when you're shopping for the online products, you're going to hit this hamburger menu, and then you're going to go to shop products, and then you're going to hit online exclusives. Okay, so and then you're going to see kits and stuff first. So I like to hit sort high to low, and then that puts the most important stuff at the top, the suites. Okay, and the first thing that pops up is Botanical Textures. That's what we're using. And it's got 2 sets of designer paper. It's got a cool stamp set called Textured Notes. I'm going to bigger that for you because I can't show you the stamp set since I can't find it. And the best thing about it are, well, let me show you what else before we move on. It's got this great ribbon and these cool neutral dots and a, vertigo here, corrugated embossing folder. Okay, so all the fun things, and you're gonna want everything in the suite. Don't just get the bundle. But the star of the show are these dies. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dies, and you've got rectangles, but they're unique, almost uniquely stitched. There's 1 or 2 that are stitched the same, but they have this very unique stitching to the outline of these dies. So they're fantastic. There you can see the dies again. There's a woven textures paper, and then there's a botanical textures paper, and that embossing folder, and the dots. Okay, and the ribbon. So that is the suite that you need to get. Here, let me move my light around. I've got the window open, but it's a very cloudy day, and sometimes that really keeps it kind of dark in here. So let me get the light better. Okay, that should work a little better. So your packet this month is going to have 3 cards, but you'll notice a little bit of a difference in that one of your packets has 2 cards. So these cards are in the same packet, so don't freak out when you open it and you've only got 2 packets. There's 2 in 1. And you're going to have a pack of in color gems that are a gift from me to you. As you know, part of the stamp club is that you put in orders for the year and then you get $50 in free products. On starting April 15th, that is going to change. So you're still going to get your rewards, but each person is going to get their rewards. Once you hit $20, your rewards are 10% of your order. So instead of getting your freebies once a year, your $50 free, you're going to get that with every order, okay? And when you put in the minimum order, you're going to be very close to the minimum close to the amount that you would have gotten in free stuff anyway for the year. But once a year, I'm going to give you a fun embellishment to kind of make up the difference for that. And it'll be a surprise. This is just because January, February, March, there's no hostess, because I don't want it to be unfair that a few people would host in 2025 and then the rest wouldn't, right? So we're still having Stamp Club. We're still going to have the same order minimum. You're just going to earn your rewards back to yourself with each order, okay? But these are just fun. They're the in colors that are going to be around for a whole nother year, so you can use them. As long as they don't retire them, I mean, you can still use them on your personal products, but we still have a few months left for the embellishments, and I would expect they won't retire them because these in colors go for a whole nother year. I tried to pick them strategically. So that's a little orientation to your packet. And loose in your packet, you'll find 2 rectangles. And then you're also going to find 2 more rectangles. And I'll show you what they are. But they're just going to be in the front of your packet. So don't be confused by that. All right, let's just start with our technique card. And this actually was an idea that I got from my mom. We were talking about things that we could do for Stamp Club, and she said, I saw this technique and it looked pretty easy, but I've always wanted to try it. Let me take my jacket off. It's hot up here. And so I just Googled it, and I'd been wanting to use this suite, and I was tickled that the person that had done it actually did this technique with it. So you're going to have some version of that woven, those woven papers, and you can pick what you want to use for your cards. Every texture goes with these cards, so no worries. This white, of course, is going to go inside. So let's just start by getting our designer paper down. Now, I'm going to draw your attention to the paper that we're using for the card base. This is a color called Copper Clay. And it's important, speaking of end colors, Copper Clay is an end color that is on the short list. It is going to retire at the end of April. So we've got Copper Clay, Moody Mauve, Boho Blue, Wild Wheat, and Pebbled Path are the ones that are retiring at the end of this catalog cycle, which ends at the end of April. So if you love any of those colors, it's time to protect your investment. It's time to get your extra goodies, your ink refills, your cardstock, to make sure that once those are no longer available, that you don't find yourself without what you need. So now we're going to do the technique part of this process. So you're going to take your rectangles and grab a die cut machine. And let me get my iPad out of the way here. All right, so we're going to set our die down. And it really doesn't matter. I love this technique because you don't have to be exact with it. You just get your die down in the middle of your rectangle. Now first you'll see I did use those cool dies to cut these 2 rectangles. To me it looks like something out of Graceland, like a, I don't know what that style of the 70s decor was, but to me it looks really cool. Kind of a Polynesian hotel look. So you're gonna pop this out, and then, and I did mention, but I'll remind you that this die is from the Memorable Blooms, but you can use whatever die you have. I would predict that everyone has some die at their house that will work great for this. I did purposefully choose 2 opposing colors. So I chose Lemon Lime Twist and Mossy Meadow for my die inlay technique. And the reason is I wanted a really good contrast. So at first I picked Mossy Meadow and Old Olive. And I was like, no, I want there to be a real sharp contrast between these 2 colors, because I just want to kind of like make it so cool. So that's why I chose Mossy Meadow and Lemon Lime Twist, to get a good contrast in dye colors. So you're going to pop this one out. And this is a smart technique because there's no wastes and you're actually using each piece for the other card. So let me put my die up. Close it. And okay, so you've got 4 pieces then. You've got your reverse and your dies, your die cuts. Okay, so now this is where these 2 pieces come in. They are any color. This is not copper clay. This was some sort of retired color that was laying around my craft room. I think it was like cinnamon cider. And you can see I'm just laying a big layer of Stampin' Seal on here. Just get it all the way down and set your rectangle on top of it. Okay. So I just cut a piece that's a little bit smaller, nothing fancy here. And you could also use an adhesive sheet, but I thought about that after. And then you're just gonna take your die. Now don't manhandle it, just be gentle with it and set it down in this well that your die cut hole created. And you're just gonna kind of go doop, doop, doop up the hill and then take your finger and smooth it down. So, and it fits in there, of course, like a glove because it was made that way. And then I just think that's fantastic. Like, and I didn't want to set it down into the card. I actually want it to be the same level as this layer, which is why I devised this idea. Plus I wanted to pop it up. So I can't pop it up without something holding it on. So then we're going to use our dimensionals to pop that up. Okay. And that is why I put this little scrap back here. So, and of course, all the dimensions will be in your PDFs, which I've already typed. And I've emailed out the PDFs. Obviously, I haven't emailed out the video because I'm doing it right now. So there is your little sweet pea. All right. The next thing you're going to do, if you are doing this at home and you have the bundle, then I suggest that you stamp and then die cut with the rectangle dies, okay? Because it's really hard to get your stamped image inside that tiny rectangle. Let's see if I can find my rectangles. All right, so we're gonna stick this in here. But, I mean, you could eyeball this. It's just very tight. So, I'm using my Stamparatus. And the color here is Mossy Meadow on Crumb Cake. Voila. I'm going to go ahead and do this one while I'm here. So, Mossy Meadow on Crumb Cake. Looks fantastic. And then we're going to use just our Stampin' Seal. We don't want any extra bulk here. As soon as I see it, it's literally right in front of me. And we're going to stick this across here. Now, the neutral matte dots are the dots that go with this suite. And honestly, any of these will go great. So I will just put any number of dots, and I'm only going to put 2 in here. This was a pre-order when I purchased it, so I can only get a limited number of these. So you're going to have 2 dots. Da-da-da, so cute. And then obviously you're going to create the other card as its mirror image. Isn't that tidy? So tidy and fun, and I'm not going to make y'all watch me do that because that's boring. All right, the next card, I actually copied a card from my friend Cindy Griffin, which I'll show you. I have gobs to show you at the end, so don't run off once we're done. I've got show and tell at the end. All right, so our next card, we're going Pebbled Path, one of my favorite colors, also a retiring in color. And we are just going to do this. Now, you can see that what I did here is I first ran this Pebbled Path through my die. So it does have a stitched edge. Then I ran it through with my embossing folder. Okay, so you don't want to emboss and then die cut because it'll smush it up. So, and then you're going to need to use glue dots on the 4 corners here. You can't really put Stamp and Seal on the back of a corrugated piece. I tried. If you don't believe me, you can try, but I already did and it doesn't work. So use your glue dots here to stick this like so. And then I've cut another rectangle using my dies. It's kind of hard to see, but it's a cool detail. This piece does go down with Stamp and Seal, so you can pop that on. And then we're going to do some very simple stamping here. We have, I went through a lot of different iterations, but I ended up with Smoky Slate and Memento Black. And we're going to stamp Thank You with our Memento. And then we're going to stamp our little frond with Smoky Slate. Let me close up my Memento before I make a mess. Okay, and I'll stamp on here just so I won't make a mess. All right, I think I stamped when my Wi-Fi went out. But anyway, you're going to do a frond. You can even come in and do another one, whatever. Just get some fronds in there. Super precious. Then you've got a stitch of this ribbon. It is white textured ribbon or something. It's part of that suite. And the easiest way to pop that down, in my opinion, is to grab your ribbon and put it on the back of your circle, and then grab out some tear and tape and smack it down. Okay, and that goes on your card with dimensionals. So adorable. And then you can use either white or black. Your packet may have one or the other embellishments on this card. And I just kind of stuck it right there. Then of course you're going to pop your white inside because you can't write on pebbled path. Some of you I know will make some pretty things going on the inside of your card. All right, I'm going to use white on this one. I think that actually looks really cool. It just gives it like some texture without giving it a lot of different color appeal. All right, so all the things, I think we actually used every single thing in this suite: the ribbon, the embellishments, the embossing folder, both papers, the stamp set, the dies. Fantastic. Okay. Now, let me show you some other projects. These are the projects we're making for our team gathering. Now, I called this textured notes with a pop of color because we're popping in Moody Mauve. We've got Boho Blue here. We've got Pretty Peacock here. And then we've got Lost Lagoon. So these are all very gorgeous products. If you haven't signed up for that, it's not too late. You can sign up today. I sent the email out today. You will want to come. These cards, I just literally copied straight from the website. So let me show you how to find the projects on the website. It can be kind of hard sometimes. So you won't see them typically where the suite is for some reason. You're going to need to, oh, I got to show you something really cool that's new. So when you pop on the suite, this is something I'm super excited about. First of all, there's a drop-down menu now, and it will tell you everything that's in the suite. Like the skies have opened up for me, because sometimes you're like, what suite is that part of? What's the name of that paper? But even better, if you scroll a little bit more, you can see a picture of everything that's in the suite. So how about that? And remember, if it says the suite's not available, it's because one of the pieces of the suite isn't available. Unfortunately, there's no way to tell what piece is not available until you click on that individual thing. So, but everything is available in this suite right now, which is fantastic. So get it before it goes, because people have discovered it and it's going wild. I've seen, oh, I forgot to tell you the whole point of what we came over here for. So to find the projects online, you're going to go to the bundle or the stamp set. So let's go to Textured Notes Stamp Set. And this, and look, the reverse is it tells you that this is part of the suite and part of the bundle. So it works both ways. But here is where I found all these projects. See where it says 1 through 10? You just swipe, and you will see all these cards that you can copy and make. And honestly, this took me like 3 hours to copy all these projects, but I had so much fun. I did not copy that one. It just, I don't know, if you get a suite and you're like, I don't really know what to do with this, then get out the online and just start working. These are stamped and then colored, these fronds. This is stamped in black and colored with old olive. This is cut straight from the designer paper, and there's that corrugation, of course. This is just a more simple, like, what do you call that? Collage. This really shows those rectangles in all of their glory. I even heat embossed, and you guys know I don't do that very often. Here's another real good showcase of those rectangles. Some adorable tags. Love it. And this, we used the dies as like a, what do you call it? Like a frame. Super cool with that designer paper underneath it. And this is a swap that I received from Cindy Griffin that you can see was the inspiration for this suite. This was the inspiration for this suite card. All right, so make sure and pick up your Textured Notes bundle, and you just get the whole suite. These, again, are the best dies of all time. You'll find these in the online exclusives. And I'm so glad you're part of my stamp club. We'll see you next month. Bye.